My name is Olga Shiligin, and I would like to present my final project for the course Knowledge and Visual Analytics. The topic of my project is analysis of suicide rate among different cohorts globally. My motivation was to build signals correlated to increased suicide rate among different cohorts globally. This analysis can be useful in developing suicide prevention measures. All script can be found on the GitHub link provided here, and also application is deployed on the web via Shiny Apps, link provided also here. This project is made using Shiny application and Plotly API in R. Shiny application basically has two parts, user interface and server part. This is user interface. We can see it. Server part is impossible to see, but obviously both part with script you can find on the GitHub. The user interface consists of tab panels, sidebar panel, for example here with a drop-down menu, also tab panels, themes and theme and tag styles. The server part of Shiny includes data frame transport for the graphs using dplyr, basically mostly using dplyr package, and script for the graphs in Plotly. My analysis includes the following graphs. Let's start from the first one, GDP versus suicide rate. Basically, this is a combo graph which includes bar and line and shows if there is any correlation between GDP per capita and suicide rate. It is split into two parts, two tab panels, total and by country. We can see that there is no clear correlation between GDP per capita and suicide rate, either by country or total. Next tab panel is called Dynamic Profile of Suicides. It provides us information about the dominant age group and dominant sex of suicides. Sidebar panel provides country selection. Play button allows to see the changes of the profile of suicide over time of the selected country. Just hit play button and we see how things go. So we see that dominant age group still, for Italy, dominant age group is 75 plus over the all years. And as we see, female suicide rate is significantly lower than male suicide rate. Next tab panel is called Suicide GeoMap, and it is basically done using, this is choropleth map from Plotly API, and it shows information on the suicide rate distribution over the world. This map works only with country codes, so I converted country names to country codes using country code library. As we see, the darker the color, the higher the suicide rate. So we can notice that the higher suicide rate is distributed among northern developing countries, and possibly only Sri Lanka is the exception as being southern country here. Also, my project contains data page tab panel, which is basically a raw data table. It's quite slow to download. Oh yeah, it's here. So I would like to recap all the insights that I derived from this project. Suicide rate shows decreasing trend globally. I didn't find strong correlation between suicide rate and GDP per capita. However, several countries have some kind of negative correlation between suicide rate and GDP per capita. The dominant suicide age group is 75 plus years and the dominant sex group men. Women's suicide rate significantly lower than men's suicide rate. the highest suicide rate is in Lithuania. The majority of countries with high suicide rate is the northern countries, northern developing countries. So basically, I would develop this analysis further by looking if there is any correlation between number of sunny days per year and suicide rate by countries. So basically, that's it, and thank you for your attention.